The bell rings, but the fight ain't over. Not even close. For Marcus, the real fight was just getting started, long after the crowds went home and the arena lights went dark. Picture this. Marcus, a beast in the ring. Fists like granite, a chin made of iron. He was on top of the world. Every punch a step closer to the title. Every win another fat check. He had it all. The career, the flashy cars, the beautiful family waiting for him at home. But the same fire that made him a champion was the same fire that was burning his world to the ground. He started missing dinners, then birthdays. His wife's calls went to voicemail while he was training. But really, he was chasing the ghost of his own ego, celebrating wins that felt emptier and emptier. The losses started piling up, not just in the ring, but at home. One day he comes back, bruised and defeated from a title fight he should have won, and the house is quiet. Too quiet. His family was gone. A note on the kitchen table said more than any punch ever could. That's when he hit rock bottom. No career, no family, just a broken-down apartment that smelled like regret and cheap whiskey. His body was a wreck, a busted knee, a shoulder that screamed every time he moved. Every mirror showed him a stranger, a ghost of the man he used to be. Most guys would have stayed down, thrown in the towel for good. But not Marcus. Something inside him, a tiny flicker in the darkness, refused to die. He looked at his wrapped, scarred hands and saw the tools that had built his life and then destroyed it. He realized the problem wasn't the crooked promoter or the lucky punch from his opponent. It was him. It had always been him. He realized his biggest opponent wasn't some heavyweight across the ring. It was the man in the mirror, the guy who pushed his family away, the guy who let pride blind him. That was the fight he had to win. So he started fighting back. But this time it wasn't in a ring. He got a job hauling crates at the docks, his muscles screaming, every lift a reminder of his fall from grace. It was humbling. It was brutal, but it was honest work. He started showing up, not for a title shot, but for a visitation with his kids at a sterile community center. He'd sit there, this once feared fighter, just trying to get his daughter to smile, trying to prove to his son that he wasn't a monster. He took every verbal jab from his wife, every disappointed look from his kids, and he didn't run. He absorbed it. He took responsibility for the pain he'd caused. This was his penance. This was his real endurance test. It wasn't about a 12-round war. It was about the endless rounds of earning back trust, one painful, slow day at a time. Life's toughest battles, man. They're not physical. They're the ones we fight inside our own heads. In the quiet moments when there's no one to cheer for you. They're about facing your own demons, your own failures. Months turned into a year. Marcus didn't get a championship belt. He didn't get his face on a poster. But one evening, after a particularly grueling day, his son called him. Not because he had to, but because he wanted to. Just to talk. In that moment, holding that phone, Marcus felt a victory bigger than any he'd ever known in the ring. His true win wasn't a belt or fame. It was the quiet nod of respect from his wife, the hug from his daughter that lingered a little longer. It was regaining his dignity, not as a fighter, but as a man, as a father. He found his self-worth not in the roar of the crowd, but in the quiet love of his family. And that right there is a knockout worth fighting for. That's the real win.